What's going on, everybody? My name is Brian and welcome back to another gaming video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than what I usually do on the channel. I'm sure many of you who have watched me in the past would know that for the most part I have not for the most part I have, and whenever I've recorded gaming videos, they've been more of city builders or sandbox type games, Minecraft, Sims 4, SimCity, City Skylines, like stuff like that. Obviously on this channel here, the legobrian&gaming, this second version, I've been playing a little bit more different kind of games in addition to Sims 4. Like I played Papers, Please a little bit, and just introduced City Skylines. And I still want to continue to do those series. However, what I have decided is that I kind of wanted to introduce onto this channel something that I've been getting myself into a little bit more over the last year and a half or so. And that is simulation football video games. So in this case, we're playing Madden 23 by EA Sports. And yes, I know this game has not gotten the, any Madden game, especially in the last couple of years, hasn't gotten the most greatest praise from many content creators and gamers alike and whatnot. However, I've just decided that what we're going to do is we are going to start a series here on the channel. Hopefully this will be a series. Hopefully I don't forget about it like the other ones. And we're going to be we're going to have one goal in mind, and that is we're going to, actually we have a couple goals. The first goal will be to make it, to take our team to the playoffs. The second goal will be to, in doing so, I guess it's really two goals, not necessarily three, but two goals. So the first goal will be to make the playoffs. The second goal will be to make the Super Bowl and win a championship ring. And then if after that, I guess a third bonus goal could be to make more than one Super Bowl ring or get one of our players very high honors or awards. Excuse me. So with that said, we are going to be basically doing a little bit of a rebuild of one of the NFL teams, and in this case, this series is mainly going to be focused on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and more specifically, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers starting about where we are in real life. As you can see, the year in the franchise here is 2023. And we are basically almost, this is actually a little bit later, so this is the preseason. We're not currently there in real life. Preseason is until August. This is all in June. So we're a little bit ahead of the game here in the game itself. I just felt that we're going to just start here. And we're going to hopefully play around with our team, maybe make some trades, maybe, see how develop our players a little bit, those that the Buccaneers actually drafted in real life, and hopefully probably not this first season, but hopefully in the next couple seasons we'll see if we can get to the playoffs, and then in addition to that get another Super Bowl ring. Obviously this team won a Super Bowl ring just a couple years ago in Super Bowl 55, and that was when they had Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and a bunch of those guys as well. Obviously, I'm sure as many of you know, Tom Brady has retired, so has Gronk, so has a lot of players. However, a lot of many of the main playmakers, and on both sides of offense and defense, have remained are still on the Buccaneers team to this day as of right now. I just thought let's just use that to our advantage. And let's see how quickly we can rebuild the team and prepare for just basically get the team hopefully younger and better in order to get back to the Super Bowl and win another ring. And this will be the first test, as this will be in real life too. We'll see how this team does in real life. it'll probably be different than in this series. But it'll be different because Tom Brady's not around now. This is after he's left. You know, we now have a completely different quarterback at under center, and those 3 years were fun in Tampa, but now we're starting completely from scratch here. So, anyways, but that's basically the introduction to this series. And this first video is going to be kind of like it's just an introduction, just of it in of itself. We'll start the preseason and everything in the next episode. However, well, maybe we'll do it in this episode. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, this will be just kind of an introduction video. We'll go through some of the things we're going to do. We'll set up our teams. We'll kind of modify some things as well. But yeah, other than that, I'm excited to get this going. I have spent a really long time creating and setting up this series, this franchise file, because this franchise file is actually took me about 2 months. I mean, it was originally I planned on just doing the Buccaneers team, make them basically building them to how they were before the NFL draft, and then I decided I was going to go one step further and do every team. I messed up somewhere in there and had to remake the whole file. Then the NFL draft was approaching, and I was like, well, let's just let the NFL draft happen, and we'll see what who they draft. That happened, and then I had to go back through every single team and make sure they have as many guys as they can, as the game allows me to put on their teams, which, as you can see in the corner up there, is 75 players, whereas right now they can have like 80, I think, 80 or 90. So it's not obviously it's not perfect, but it's as close as I can get it, and I can show you here as proof that this is actually, so every single team has basically, as you can see, Tremaine Edmonds is on the Bears. There's not really other, but like he's on the Bears. All the free agents are to their correct teams for the most part, if they have one. Some teams are missing players, but they're really just mostly unimportant players. The only thing is that some teams have players that are either free agents or they're not on the right team, but I can't move them because they're injured. And for some reason in this game, not only can you not trade for an injured player or trade away an injured player, you can't release an injured player either, which I mean, trading, it kind of makes sense. Like, why would you want to trade for a player that's injured? Just in the grand scheme of things. But for the player that's injured and like releasing them, like you don't want to just release them because they're injured. Like that just seems weird. So yeah, some of those players are going to be on the wrong teams. I'll try and get that fixed. I'll make sure that whenever, I mean, I might, if it's not really going to matter because we're going to get through we're only mainly going to focus on the Buccaneers. So as long as the Buccaneers didn't have any players like that, I wouldn't be too concerned about it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, that's really the main disclaimer I have, is that all the teams are as close as they can be. However, because of injury, and actually because some teams have cap constraints that I can't get around because I wanted to make the contracts as accurate as possible. Some teams are missing a ton of players that they have, but then again, some of those players might be released before this upcoming preseason in real life, so we'll just have to see what happens. But anyways, I just felt like, you know what, if we're going to start this now, we might as well do it because, you know, Madden 24 is around the corner, and that's basically going to make this obsolete, this file. So I thought, well, take this time to appreciate the work I've done over the last couple months and start a cool, hopefully, 6 series out of it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. And feel free, you guys can leave suggestions in the comment section down below for any people I should trade for, any suggestions you have on how me to. And I will actually give this another fair warning. I've only been playing this game franchise for, like I said, the last year and a half, maybe 2 years now. So I'm not the best player by any means. I'm also not the worst, but depends on just however I play the game and whatnot. So if I do something stupid or something that's not very logical, I apologize for that. I'm trying to do my best here to hopefully just entertain you guys and just give you guys something fun to watch. And yeah, so I hope you can forgive me for if I mess up, or just want to give that fair warning right now. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, all these rosters are basically, so as you can see, there's DJ Moore on the Bears. The draft picks were exchanged. the teams have all their correct quarterbacks. The other thing, I guess the last thing I can mention here is that not all the numbers are probably correct. I'll probably spend some time after I record this and maybe the next episode to fix a lot of the numbers if they're incorrect. Some of the lesser known players I won't really care about as much, but some of the main players that got traded, like Jalen Ramsey or I can't think of another one, but you get what I mean. Like some of the rookie players as well, they have their correct numbers, I think. The quarterbacks for sure do, at least the ones that they'll probably be starting in the AFC South. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot of this here, so I guess we could just kind of take a look around at what we have to work with here. So, but yeah, let's look at our roster, because like I said, this is the roster that's basically real life to a certain degree. So as you can see, we have Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Excuse me, my voice. We have Baker Mayfield at quarterback. We have Rashad White at running back number 1, Chase Edmonds number 2. They signed Sean Tucker, the running back from Illinois, right after the draft, excuse me. However, you know, I chose to sim the draft in this file. So, and the draft class I chose had Sean Tucker as a hidden development player and actually getting drafted. So again, it's not that matters, but I'm just going to point that out right now. But yeah, so as you can see, we have 3 quarterbacks: Kyle Trask, John Wolford, and Baker Mayfield, which is kind of funny because, you know, this game is really disrespectful, I kind of feel like, to Kyle Trask, because he's only like at 58 overall, as you can see. And that's after 1 year of playing, 1 year of simulation. So, and it's him and Baker Mayfield that are fighting for the number 1 role. And, you know, some people in real life are complaining that the clips they've posted of them practicing hasn't been the greatest because they've been missing a ton of throws. But then again, every quarterback misses a throw in their career every now and then. So I think people can give that a rest a little bit, in my personal opinion, and just we'll see how it plays out. I'm assuming Baker will get the job just because he's a more seasoned veteran and we know how he plays more than Trask. But in terms of us, we're probably going to start with him anyways, just in the preseason, and we're just going to play it out, see how they do. But yeah, there's that for that. Our receivers, we have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin at number 1 and 2. They're getting a little older, but they're still very good receivers. And then below Mike Evans and those guys, we have Russell Gage and the rookie Trey Palmer, who, based on the draft class I used, doesn't seem terrible. He's actually kind of fast, if I remember correctly. And yeah, he's really fast, still a speedster. And he actually, I think, is fast in real life as well, which is kind of the point why they drafted him. Below Trey Palmer, we have receiver they just signed from the Seahawks, or not from the Seahawks. He was on that team last, I think, but this is David Moore. I don't know much about him other than that. And then they have another rookie receiver, which I believe is Raheem Jarrett, who they signed a week or 2 back. So, but yeah, there's that. The offensive line is not terrible. Right guard could be better, but they traded away Shaq Mason to the Texans before the draft, like the beginning of the offseason. So that's just that. And we'll have to definitely look to either signing a free agent that's a better right guard than Nick Leverett. We'll see how he does, but we might end up having to do that just to improve that position. And then the other positions are not bad. I'm gonna have to move some guys around. Tristan Wirfs, I think, is gonna play left tackle, and Cody Mauch is gonna have to play right, I think. I could be wrong about that, but yeah, we got Cody Mauch, the guy from North Dakota State, who doesn't look nearly as cool in this game, but I can't wait to see what face scan they give him in Madden 24, because that's gonna be awesome. Just a funny looking dude. So he's gonna be one of our tackles. Matt Fillier from our last team he was on the Chargers last. He's our starting left guard as of right now. Still have Luke Adichie, I think that's how you pronounce his name, rookie from last season. They signed Luke Haggard in the offseason. They have Brandon Walton from wherever, and Aaron Stinney is still injured for 6 more weeks, so he'll be down there. Ryan Jensen, our center, a veteran center, and Robert Hainsey behind him. Chris Murray's another one they signed for the backup Leverett. And then Justin School here behind Tristan Wirfs. In terms of tight end, we can move over to tight end. Cade Otton is going to be probably the starter in real life and in our season for right now, our franchise. Payne Durham the guy from Purdue, is behind him. And this draft class didn't really give him a good rating, I feel like. But he seems like he's decent. He could be better, though, in my opinion. And yes, he is going to be wearing 87 for those of you that noticed and are under a rock and don't know that he's actually going to be wearing Gronk's old number. After Durham, we have Cokeeft, who's been on the team since last season. But yeah, so there's the offense. Not terrible, but definitely could use some improvement. In terms of the defense, it's actually probably the better of the two. We still have a strong defensive line to a degree. We don't have who did they get? They didn't re-sign Akeem Hicks, and they don't have Ndamukong Suh anymore. So right now, the only really returning player from the Super Bowl is Vita Vea, who's still a respectable 89 overall. I'm kind of surprised he's only a star development. I think he might have regressed. Just because, let me look here. He did regress. So hopefully he's still young enough, I think. I think he'll, oops. Yeah, I guess we look at Baker too. I think Vita Vea should be able to upgrade to star and even X Factor. He's still young enough. Well, I guess he's already 28. So he probably could if he has a really good season. But we'll just have to see how that goes. Hopefully we don't have to replace him anytime soon, as he's kind of one of our team captains. And I like him still on the team, so there's that. Logan Hall is here from last season, or from his rookie season was last season. So he is he's in the starting lineup. Pat O'Connor behind him. Then we have Deidrean Cernat. I think that's his name, right? Did I get that right? I did. From last year, obviously, from the team last year. Now behind him is rookie Jose Ramirez, who they drafted, who is not terrible, but oops, could be good still. So yeah, there's the defensive line. We do have Greg Gaines behind Vita Vea and the new Kalijah Cansey, who hopefully will develop like Aaron Donald did, as he kind of is apparently a similar size to what Aaron Donald was when Aaron Donald was drafted, is what I was hearing at least. And he's from Pittsburgh too, so he went to Pittsburgh. So there's that. So moving on from the defensive line, we have our linebackers core. We have Joe Tryon, Devin White, and Levante David, and Anthony Nelson. Anthony Nelson looks like he's starting because Shaq Barrett is injured. Still out for 6 more weeks, which is fine. I think he was injured in real life too, which is why that's from, or what that's from anyways. But yeah, other than those guys, we have Yaya Diaby, the rookie, also from Pittsburgh. Was he from Pittsburgh? I forget now. Charles Snowden behind him, Cam Grill, who's also injured, KJ Britt, and Sokovia Dennis. Am I right about that? Servocia Dennis. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not the greatest with names. So, and he's the one from Pittsburgh. So him and Kalijah were teammates, which is fine. So then outside the linebacking core, we have our secondary, which consists of our safeties, Antoine Winfield, D. Delaney, and Ryan Neal, who they signed in this offseason, who seems like actually a pretty good player based on the film they kept showing after they signed him in real life. But yeah, Ryan Neal here seems like he's pretty good. They signed this guy, Merriweather. Turner's there as well. And then in terms of the cornerbacks, Jamel Dean, who they signed long-term, Carlton Davis, Christian Eatson, who they signed in the offseason, Zion McCollum, and Antoine Chesley. So there's a defense. Looks pretty good. I guess I forgot to mention. Oh no, I guess Sanat's there. Never mind. So yeah, defense not bad. Special teams, not really anything flashy. Chase McLaughlin, Jake Camarda, Jake Verity, I guess. Specialists, doesn't really matter a whole lot. But yeah, there's our team. Again, you guys can feel free to let me know who we should change, who we should target for trades, who we should keep, who we should develop. Again, a lot of it I'll probably make decisions on my own, just based on my own expertise and, experience with the game. But feel free to leave suggestions in the comment section down below. I would very much appreciate it, as like I said, I'm not the greatest at this game, but I've won a couple Super Bowls in the past, so I think I know what I'm doing. But yeah, so other than that, I don't really have a whole lot more to talk about here in this intro video. I could probably look at the schedule here. Let's look at the schedule here for our team. So our preseason will consist of the Dolphins, the Texans, and the Chargers. Not too surprising there. We'll open up our regular season against the Carolina Panthers at home. So our home opener will double as our season opener, and it looks like it's a primetime game. So, whoop-de-doo. Anyways, that was a really high voice for whatever reason. Then we got the Titans after that. We're on the road, looks like, for 2 weeks in a row in the AFC South. And then we'll face the Saints at home, the Falcons at home. We'll have our bye week in week 6. Then we'll come back and face the Saints in New Orleans. Then we'll come back home and face the 49ers. And then we'll travel to Philadelphia to face the Eagles. And then week 10, we'll head down to Green Bay and Green Bay will travel to us again to face us, and they don't have Aaron Rodgers anymore. I'm kind of thankful for that because I don't want to deal with that personally. The Panthers are after that. We'll head into Carolina. And then we'll face the Buffalo Bills at home. Then we'll face the Minnesota Vikings at home. Excuse me. We'll face the Minnesota Vikings at home after the Bills. We'll travel to Chicago, then to Detroit, and then we'll have host Jacksonville. We'll travel to Atlanta, and then we'll close out the season in Week 18 against Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. Overall, not a terrible schedule. I mean, it's like real life schedule. It's just not the same weeks. Obviously, in real life, the Bucs face the Vikings in Week 1, and it's not a primetime game. But you know what? I'll let Madden 24 do that. I'm just going to do me on Madden 23 here, and we're just going to work with what I got. So hopefully that is okay. So yeah, that's basically all I got. Like I said in the beginning of this video, we'll start the preseason in the next video. I just wanted to kind of use this video as kind of a launch pad and a kickoff kind of thing to start, or just an introduction to this series, and hopefully it could be a long-running series that hopefully all you guys will enjoy. So yeah, that's all I got to really say for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and feel free to, if you like what you see here, feel free to like and subscribe, and if you do care to stick around and want to stay tuned and not miss an upload, feel free to hit the notification bell as well. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and hope to see you come along the journey with me. So have a good day, guys, and take care. Peace.